Hello to all of my furniture enthusiast subscribers and new watchers. It's been a couple of weeks since my last post, as just after receiving this sturdy, great-boned but very outdated Pier 1 imports dresser, we hosted my whole family from across the seas, as well as took a huge family vacation to Greece. So, after much sun and fun, I wanted to show you how I gave this factory distressed but also real life distressed dresser a makeover. First thing, of course, was to remove the outdated hardware, which I knew I was not going to use, at least not on this project, and gave it a good clean with some dish soap and vinegar. I tried scraping a bit, but with no progress, so I went straight into sanding and find that I was dealing with pine. I guess some of you knew that it was pine before I started sanding. I would love to know how you know, but after I started sanding and I saw what was underneath, it looked like a nice clean pine top. So I went ahead and sanded it with 40, 60, 80, and then went up to about 120 and 220. And it just looked great. I still didn't know what I was going to do with it, but I was hoping to get some of the drawers also natural pine and then paint the body. After scuff sanding the whole body of the piece, I decided that the base would look great if it was also cleaned up all the way like the top. So I went ahead and sanded all the way down to the bare wood. I'm gaining more confidence to take my pieces apart, where I usually am very hesitant to do so. But I decided to do that so that I could sand the underneath of the top, just in case anyone caught a glimpse of it from underneath. After my first coat of primer, I decided to get rid of these little beady thingamabobbers, which added a little bit more distressing to the piece, as you can see, which later on I fixed, but when you gotta get it out, you do what you gotta do. As I wasn't sure yet what I was going to do with the drawers, I started sanding to see what was underneath. And then I realized I'm probably going to stick with just the scuff sand so that I could paint it. So, after I finished my second coat of primer on the body, I went in with the first coat of this black matte paint. While everything was drying, I was binging on some good old Katie Scott from Salvaged videos, and I saw that in one of her pieces, she too had these little holes. I had been asking around if these were worm holes, and she said that most likely these are factory-made distressing holes, and I could see that because you could see the original finish inside the holes. So that was very encouraging. I did decide to fill them. And don't ask me why, but I thought it would be a great idea to make the wood filler black. I don't know why, it didn't help at all. I still had to sand, reprime, and repaint everything anyways, so next time I'll just fill it and that's it. Here you can see how I tried to get around the repriming and give it a paint, and you could just see everything underneath, so scrap that idea and reprimed like I said and repainted from the beginning. It was time to turn my attention to the drawers, so I put some masking tape on the back of the drawer pull holes and filled them up, as well as filled up the little beady thingy hole places too. It's nothing like having delusions that it would be easier to do things by hand. So when I realized that, I got out the machine and took care of it the easy way. After I gave it a coat of the Zinnser Bin 123 primer, I realized that those little distressing holes were bugging me on the front of the drawers because I knew I was going to give it a nice black matte finish. So went in, filled all those up, sanded back, and reprimed. So in between coats on the drawers, I went ahead and took care of the natural wood look I was going for on the top and the base. I did a tan wash that I wiped back and then used a Lazur oak stain on top of that, and then added a nice clear finish. I did test the Lazur on a scrap piece of pine that I had, and I found that although I liked the stain, it gave off kind of a yellow, greenish orangey kind of look. Once I had the tan background, it just looked beautifully natural brown, like a warm brown, and I love it. And I'm definitely gonna redo that on some other projects. This is the wiping on and off of the Lazur. As I am a newbie, I was very hesitant and I wasn't sure how the wood would take it. So I quickly, maybe too quickly, removed the excess, and then I actually decided to do a second layer. I'm not sure if I could have done it in one layer if I left it longer, but the second layer didn't make it too dark, it just made it warmer, and I was happy that I was confident to do that. As you can see, I was able to save the top drawer for the natural stain. It was nice and clean and I really got it sanded down well. So once everything was set, I gave the whole piece a light sand with some 400 paper and then wiped it down and got ready for my finish. I rolled on 2 coats of this local vintage poly water-based lacquer. And I want to note that, first of all of my products will be written in my description. And I also have to note that there was a lot of drying time because the tan wash was water-based, the Lazur is like an oilish base, and then again I went with a water-based lacquer top, so it was important to have drying time. I chose new pulls for the drawers on Amazon and I needed to measure to have them connected. It's gonna look really cool and quick on the video, but let me tell you, I struggled with it. And as you can see here, I hid the old drawer pull holes with the actual drawer pull. Is that like a no-no? But there was no way that I would be able to match the wood filler to the other grain, and I really wanted to have the top drawer look natural and wood, so yeah, I hit it with the drawer pull. Is that bad? I don't know. Well, let's take a look at her before again. And now, this is how she looks after. I did attach caster wheels that I'm sorry I didn't film for you. But here are the gorgeous caster wheels that I also got on Amazon. This is the before of the top. And this is the after. Remember the side that had that paint splash on it? Now it's all clear with no distressing marks either. Guys, thank you for watching until now. I would love to hear your comments and would also love your subscribe. Have a great day.